Hi, my name is Jessica, and today I have a huge book haul for you. I definitely went a little crazy. I went on a book buying ban for like almost a year, I would say, besides ones that were like gifts to me, but I definitely got a lot. I've been accumulating these for the past maybe like 2-3-ish months. Anyways, let's get started. So the first book I have today is The Reading List. I actually already started reading this one. I'm about this far into it. It's pretty good so far. This book goes back and forth between two different characters. Actually, it goes through quite a few characters, but the main two are an older gentleman and a teenage girl. So the older gentleman is trying to connect with his granddaughter through books, and then the teenager, she works at a library and she comes across this list, and it's a reading list. She decides to start reading them and she recommends them to the older gentleman. I don't know if that's technically a spoiler. No, it's not. It's on the back. Okay. But yeah, this is The Reading List by Sarah Misha Adams. I haven't seen anybody talking about this one. I think it's fairly new. I feel like it's been a while since I've just browsed books instead of just like going and knowing exactly what I want, buying it and leaving. So that's what I did for this one and the next one. Next, I have The Library of Borrowed Hearts by Lucy Gilmore. This book is about a girl who is taking care of her younger siblings, and she comes across this really rare book, and her neighbor offers to buy it for her. In the margins of the book, there are notes scribbled into the margins. So she's going through the book to figure out their love story, and while all this is happening, she starts this friendship with the neighbor that had bought the book for her. This isn't one I've seen people talk about either. I also feel like this one, the plot is fairly unique, so I'm looking forward to this one. Next up, I was very excited for this one, Happy Place by Emily Henry. I've read all of her other books except for Funny Story. My favorite book by her is definitely Beach Read. I've heard a lot of really good things about this one. This one follows Harriet and Wynne, and they had broken up, but their friends don't know. So when they go on their trip with all of their friends, they decide to lie about breaking up and pretend that they're still together, and they try and hide it from everybody. But I feel like you kind of see where that one's going. Really looking forward to it. This one I was also really excited for was The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I read the first one a few months ago and I really loved it, but I hadn't been able to go grab the second one for a while because school just got really busy. So I'm very excited for this one. I tried to take the sticker off, but it's getting all yucky. So I'm just gonna leave it for now and try and figure it out, get it off later. But I got the Barnes & Noble edition. I think it's really pretty. It also has in the back an annotated chapter that the author did. I'm sure I will read this one really quickly, like I did the first one, but I cannot wait to get to this one. All right, the next two I've actually have already read, but I didn't have my own copy of them, so I wanted to get my own. The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. Hopefully I said that right. But I read this one, I think a year or two ago, but I really loved it, and I want to reread it this summer and annotate it. In this book, the main character, Meredith, she lost her sister about a year and a half ago, and this summer she is finally ready to start reconnecting with everybody, and so she goes on her family's annual trip to Martha's Vineyard. Her entire extended family's there, and they play this giant game of assassin. There's also a wedding going on during this story, and while they're playing this game, Meredith is very determined to win because it was her sister's favorite game and she always won, so she really wants to win for her sister. To do so, she makes an alliance with one of the groomsmen, and she starts having a crush on him. So this book is definitely really cute. I highly recommend it. If you were looking for a cute summer read, it's one of my favorites. All right, the next one that I've actually already read is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yaros. I had borrowed it from a friend, so I had read it I think back in January or February, but I really liked the second one. I actually kind of liked it a little bit more than the first one. I will say, like, I don't want to spoil it. There's just like one thing in here that like really didn't make it my all-time favorite, but I still really liked it, and so I wanted to have my own copy. So I'm happy to finally have my hands on this. All right, next up I have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I actually haven't read any of Elsie Silver's books, but I'm really excited to because I have heard so many good things about her and her writing, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. This book is about a billionaire. One day a young girl came to his doorstep claiming to be his daughter, and so he has to balance work and having a daughter now. And in this, while all this is going on, there's also a romance between him and his best friend's sister. So I think this one's feels a little thick, but can't wait to read it. All right, the next two I have are more of summary books. The first one I have is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and I have not read any of Abby Jimenez's books yet, but my friend keeps recommending her and raving about her books, so I have high expectations for this one. But it also just sounded really interesting. This girl Emma, she's cursed, and every guy she dates finds their true love after they break up, and there's also another guy who's in the same situation where every girl he dates breaks up with ends up finding their match after him, and so they decide to break the curse by dating each other. But then a bunch of crazy stuff happens, and so they're trying to navigate that while also fake dating. Alright, and the next summer book I have is Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. This one also just looks like a cute summer read. It's kind of just what I'm in the mood for. So from the synopsis, this one looks like it's a second chance romance, and it takes place by a lake. So I'm hoping that this one is cute. I've seen people talking about this one as well. Okay, and last but certainly not least, I bought the entire series of A Court in Thorn Roses. Why did I buy all of them? Well, because my friend told me that they were all really good and I was going to want to read all of them anyways. So I figured I might as well buy the box set. That way I don't have to like buy one, go to the store, or order it. Instead I can just read them back to back. I also have never heard a bad thing about these books, ever. Like, I've only ever heard good things about it, so that's also why I bought the entire series. I also don't know how it's taken me so long to read this get to this series. I've heard about it for years now, and I just finally have picked it up. This is definitely one of my most anticipated reads for this summer. I actually almost forgot. I have one more, and that is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I read the first one a while ago, and I've been dying to read the second one because I really want to know what happens. I definitely plan to read this one this summer. Alright, that is everything I had for this book haul. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.